Six Flags and Cedar Fair are the two largest amusement park chains in North America. These two chains are constantly compared by roller coaster enthusiasts due to this fact. However, the majority of coaster enthusiasts seem to think that Cedar Fair is the superior chain. Cedar Fair is known for adding higher quality roller coasters than Six Flags does in the modern era, and their parks are known to be of better quality. However, Six Flags does have many qualities that coaster enthusiasts seem to like. For one, Six Flags offers a cheap season pass for only about $50 that allows you to get into all of their parks. To get access to all Cedar Fair parks, that will cost you upwards of $200. Six Flags also has 8 parks that have over 10 roller coasters. At one point in time, Six Flags was much larger than Cedar Fair and boasted way more notable parks to their name. So today, we'll be taking a look at how Cedar Fair jumped Six Flags on the theme park chain Paramount, and is widely considered to be the way more successful chain of the two. Before we get into this video, make sure to give this video a like. It is the easiest way to help support the channel and helps me in my weekly fight against the YouTube algorithm. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post amusement park content weekly and you won't want to miss any of it. I also have a lot of cool plans for this upcoming season, so you won't want to miss any of those as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. First, let's start off some background knowledge about how these chains were formed. The story of Six Flags starts off in the 60s, with Six Flags over Texas being the first park they ever built. Six Flags then built another park called Six Flags over Georgia in 1967, followed by another park called Six Flags over Mid-America in 1971. After building up these parks, Six Flags decided to resort to acquiring parks from other owners. In 1975, they acquired Astroworld in Houston, Texas. In 1977, they acquired Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, and in 1979, they acquired Magic Mountain in Valencia, California. In 1984, they acquired Great America in Gurnee, Illinois. That same year, they acquired the rights to Looney Tunes so they could put their theming and characters in their parks. Switching over to Cedar Fair. Cedar Point opened as a recreational area in 1870 and was managed by the Cedar Point Pleasure Company. In 1978, Cedar Point Pleasure Company acquired Valley Fair and renamed the company to Cedar Fair, combining both parks' names. They then acquired Dorney Park in 1992, Worlds of Fun in 1995, and Knott's Berry Farm in 1997. They also acquired Michigan's Adventure in 2001. Now let's rewind back to the mid to late 1990s, as this is where our story really starts to begin. Rapidly expanding premier parks made the bold move to acquire the Six Flags chain and go under their name, as the Six Flags name became very well recognized among the general public. The acquisition of Six Flags by Premier Parks resulted in a super chain being formed. Premier added the Six Flags name to parks like Darien Lake, Kentucky Kingdom, Litch Gardens, Marine World, and rebranded Adventure World as Six Flags America. They also rebranded Geauga Lake into Six Flags Ohio and later Six Flags World's Adventure when they acquired the SeaWorld Park next door to it. They also converted Riverside Park into Six Flags New England, and they also went international, acquiring parks like Wallaby Flavo and rebranded it into Six Flags Holland and Mexico's Reno Aventura, and rebranded it as Six Flags Mexico. Not only did Six Flags expand a lot in number of parks, they also expanded a lot in the number of roller coasters they added. They added a staggering 21 roller coasters in 1999 and 2000, which is an unprecedented number compared to what most chains add per year nowadays. At this point, Six Flags was much larger than Cedar Fair and way more notable. However, with all these lofty investments that Six Flags was making, problems quickly arose over the following years. Six Flags' descent began in 2004 when they had to start to close properties and sell off properties to help alleviate the chain's growing debt. They sold off all of their European parks, but the even bigger shocker was they sold Six Flags Worlds of Adventure to who else but Cedar Fair. Six Flags Worlds of Adventure was built to directly compete with Cedar Point, and they're selling it to the owners of Cedar Point. Cedar Fair's slow but steady growth strategy had been shown to be very effective at this point when they were able to knock out the competition of Six Flags in the area, who had been over-investing in Six Flags Worlds of Adventure. The turmoil continued in 2005 when Hurricane Katrina struck Six Flags New Orleans and forced Six Flags to end up abandoning the park. They also ended up losing a ton of money when they sold off Six Flags Astro World and the park was leveled. In 2006, Six Flags sold off even more parks, with Frontier City, Darien Lake, and Village Gardens being the most notable. They also even considered selling off Six Flags Magic Mountain. As Six Flags struggles continued, Cedar Fair was about to make their biggest move yet. Cedar Fair purchased the Paramount Parks chain in their 6 parks. Of those parks, they included Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Carowinds, California's Great America, Gilroy Gardens, and Canada's Wonderland. Cedar Fair would heavily invest in all of these parks and made them all into world-class parks by adding B&M Gigas, B&M Hypers, GCIs, and RMCs to some of these parks. While Cedar Fair was slowly growing out their chain and adding new roller coasters fairly frequently, Six Flags went into bankruptcy. Six Flags' stock became so low it got delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. Six Flags then closed Kentucky Kingdom in 2010 and then re-emerged from bankruptcy that same year. 2010 is when Six Flags started to become the discount chain, with names like Jim Reed Anderson and John Duffy receiving prominent roles in the company. During this time, Six Flags looked to invest in smaller attractions from smaller companies. They strayed away from companies like B&M and Intamin in favor of companies like Premier Rides and took a chance on the new RMC. This is the point when Six Flags started to embrace their identity as the discount chain and kept their season pass prices fairly low, while the price of the Cedar Fair Platinum Pass continued to rise with their park's ascent. During this time, Six Flags still struggled financially and took a big hit in 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. Six Flags has been rushing to reopen their parks and get as many operating days as possible and do as many events to make as much profit as possible. All the while, the more stable Cedar Fair is holding off on opening their parks so quickly due to their increased season pass sales. Interestingly, Six Flags decided to purchase the operating rights to Frontier City and Darien Lake in 2018. Six Flags also made an offer to purchase Cedar Fair in 2019 that was turned down. These moves were done in an attempt to help alleviate some of the financial issues that the company was having. Six Flags has remained in trouble ever since the 2000s. On the other hand, Cedar Fair has slowly been improving their parks so they could jump Six Flags on the theme park chain pyramid. Six Flags' financial issues have resulted in them cutting corners at some of their parks and putting advertisements all over everything at their parks. This has resulted in Cedar Fair's parks becoming higher quality than Six Flags' parks because they've had more leeway to make their parks look nicer and have had them run more smoothly. So the real answer to the title of this video is that the rapid expansion that Six Flags endured in the 2000s caused them to become financially unstable for the next 20 years, while Cedar Fair's slow and steady growth plan ended up winning the race. So if there's one takeaway from this video that you should get, is that slow and steady does indeed win the race, at least in the amusement park industry. So I guess slow and steady is able to create speed. You get it because Cedar Fair is able to invest with speedier roller coasters with their slow and steady strategy. Alright, enough of the jokes. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think Cedar Fair is definitely the better chain because of this, or for another reason? Or do you think Six Flags is the better chain? Let me know that in the comments below. Just let it be known that I'm not really saying Six Flags is worse for being the discount chain. I'm saying they're being worse for not executing their strategy as good as Cedar Fair did theirs. But anyways, guys, I'd like to thank you all for making it to this point in the video. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this history style kind of video. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But with all that being said, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.